Hi there, welcome to BoxPred, and in this video I'm going to be giving my prediction on the upcoming November the 13th fight between Manny Pacquiao and Antonio Margarito, which is for the vacant WBC light middleweight title. Let me just start off by saying that I'm not concerned with whether Antonio Margarito deserves this shot at Manny Pacquiao and the title. I'm also not going to feed too much into the whole Manny Pacquiao has had a bad training camp, Margarito has had a great training camp business. In my opinion, both fighters look in great shape and condition. Manny Pacquiao would not be where he is today if he was not in shape for every fight. And Antonio Margarito knows what shape he needs to be in when fighting someone of the caliber of Manny Pacquiao. So I'm not concerned with any of the conditioning of any fighter. My job in this video is just purely to give my opinion on who I think wins the fight and how I see the fight going. Okay, so I'll start off by saying my prediction for this fight is a victory for Manny Pacquiao by late stoppage. I saw something interesting, and I know a lot of the training is just purely for the cameras, but the sparring that I've seen with both fighters, footage of them, it interested me to see Antonio Margarito quite a lot of the time had his opponents, his sparring partners, up against the ropes, and he looks very heavy-handed, and he's giving strong body shots in particular, and he's on top of his opponent. In contrast, I've noticed that Manny Pacquiao seemed to be up against the ropes, sort of in a defensive position under pressure by his sparring partner. And I bring this to your attention not because I feel that that's the way the fight's going to happen, but in my opinion it's the way Margarito needs to try and make the fight go if he's to win. I feel he would need to get Manny Pacquiao up against the ropes, as we saw Miguel Cotto do against Manny Pacquiao for a very brief period in their fight. And I believe had Miguel Cotto had a bit more composure, he could have had Manny Pacquiao in a lot more trouble than he actually did in that fight. Now I believe Margarito has to pressurise Manny Pacquiao, get him up against the ropes, take away his movement, try to neutralise some of that speed, and basically use his strong points, his strengths to his advantage, namely being his size and power. Because there's a lot of this talk Manny Pacquiao is the smaller, quicker man, while Antonio Margarito is the bigger, stronger man. I feel Margarito in order to impose his strength upon Manny Pacquiao and to use his powerful punching, especially those body shots, he needs to get Manny Pacquiao up against the ropes, sort of corner him, not let him move around too much. And you know, Antonio Margarito has done that to quite a lot of his opponents. However, in my opinion, his opponents have stood in front of him and allowed this to happen quite a lot of times. And that's what he likes, somebody just to stand there and let him just come forward. And with Margarito, the thing is, in my opinion, he moves in pretty straight lines, and he works in pretty straight lines. So he likes to just come straight towards you in a straight line, and attack from there. However, I don't see Manny Pacquiao standing in front of Margarito like various other opponents have. He does move, he is very mobile, he's got the speed, he's not going to just be a sitting duck for Margarito just to close down. I feel that also what works against Margarito in this fight is the fact that Margarito does work in straight lines. He is pretty rigid in my opinion, and I feel this works for Manny Pacquiao. I'd like to give an example of the Manny Pacquiao-Ricky Hatton fight. Okay, I know Ricky Hatton was not in my opinion, he was not in the right frame of mind to even enter the ring that night. He averted from what seems like he averted straight from the game plan, took matters into his own hands, ignored everything else but his own head, and he just ran straight forward into punches. However, if you watch what he was doing, he was moving straight forward in a straight line, and he was just going straight at Manny Pacquiao. And I feel if that's what may happen to Antonio Margarito. What Manny Pacquiao was able to do against Hatton was, as we know, Manny Pacquiao punches from some crazy angles, and he can just open up the opponent with these punches coming from random places that the opponent just does not see. And if an opponent is standing there in front of him, moving straight in a straight line, it allows Manny Pacquiao, to just maybe step to the side, open up the jawline, gets the shot in. Next thing you know, his opponent's on the canvas. So he will have opportunities. Considering Margarito's defense, in my opinion, is not the strongest, Manny Pacquiao will be able to get some shots off there, and he can do some damage to Antonio Margarito due to Antonio Margarito's rigidness and the fact he doesn't move. He hasn't got a lot of lateral movement to confuse like Pacquiao and disrupt his rhythm. I see Manny Pacquiao wearing down Antonio Margarito in this fight. I don't think Margarito's going to be like Hatton and just get knocked out straight away. I think he's going to sort of maybe make that mistake in the early rounds, but I think he's maybe going to try and adapt to that, and he's going to try and maybe defend a little bit more and not be so gung-ho as Ricky Hatton was. So I think Margarito will last a lot longer than Ricky Hatton. I feel the fight will go on for a while, but as I've already said in my prediction, I believe that Manny Pacquiao will wear down Margarito. He will get to Margarito, and that damage will consistently just work. It will run down Margarito over the rounds, and although Margarito, I feel, has got quite a lot of durability, I believe it will be a late stoppage. I'm talking probably 9th round onwards. I believe Manny Pacquiao to really start putting the pressure on Antonio Margarito, and I believe it will get to Margarito and he will be stopped. I believe that there is a chance it could, Margarito could hold out. It could go to the points, in which case I would expect Manny Pacquiao to pick up a unanimous decision, because I feel he just has the punch volume, and the elusiveness that will win him the points and win him the rounds. I expect Margarito to put up a pretty good fight in this one. I don't think it's going to be just straight clear cuts, Manny Pacquiao wins every round. I think Margarito could get 1 or 2 rounds in this, providing he keeps his composure and he tries to sort of adapt to the mistakes that Pacquiao makes in the early rounds. But I see it moving from a sort of Hatton perspective early rounds onto a more of a Miguel Cotto perspective as the fight goes on. I see Margarito perhaps catching shots like Hatton did early on, but then it's sort of covering up a bit more, realising he is not going to last long if he carries on the way he does, and in the end he's going to be a bit more like Cotto. He's going to get quite, Miguel Cotto had caught some good shots against Manny Pacquiao, and I think Margarito can catch Manny Pacquiao. And like I said earlier in my prediction, if he gets Manny Pacquiao up near the ropes, then Manny Pacquiao could be in trouble in this one. But I think Manny Pacquiao is going to be a bit too mobile and a bit too clever in this fight for Margarito to carry out that game plan to full effect. And I do see it moving more along the lines of the Cotto fight, where there was a late stoppage. And I see that happening to Margarito. So that's my prediction, and I'm looking forward to the fight. Thank you for watching my video. I'd be interested, as always, to hear your comments and your opinions on the fight. If you want to leave comments on my page or on this video page, it's very welcomed. Thank you, I'm out.